While MP Asaduddin Owaisi talk more about the judgment. Sir, now Supreme Court has adjourned the hearing for Ayodhya verdict. Now, what have you say about that?
In the Supreme Court, in their considered opinion, have decided that this matter would be heard in January. So that's it. So one has to accept it. They have not accepted what the Uttar Pradesh government was asking for. So I don't feel the skies would fall if the matter is heard in January.
Well, again, it was Uttar Pradesh government which had actually asked for an early hearing. But again, in the context of the Lok Sabha polls and the hearing will start in January.
Why I am surprised that why do you have to really join this issue with the Lok Sabha elections? This issue cannot be joined with any election. What issue can be joined with Lok Sabha election? How many youths have got the employment? Why is it that petrol and diesel prices are going up and up? How many encounters are taking place in Kashmir? Is there peace in Kashmir? Why is the economy in doldrums? Why is there a dogfight in CBI? What about Rafael? These are the issues which are connected to the Lok Sabha elections, but the BJP feels that they are being badly exposed on all these issues, so they feel that to take back the country in that decade of 1990s, so that they can divert the people's mind and continue to rake in some political seats in the process.
But then again, you also have dared the government to bring in an ordinance.
See, my dear friend, it is not me who had dared. Who had asked for an ordinance? It was Mohan Bhagwat. First, he lied when he was giving Gyan in Vigyan Bhavan. He said ordinance cannot be issued. Then during his Dasara speech, he said ordinance should be brought in. Then you, at the drop of the hat, every next day you see BJP leaders, union ministers, Sangh Parivar organization leaders saying bring an ordinance. So I have challenged this government. I want the law minister, I want the home minister to come out and clearly say that we will bring an ordinance. Let us see whether they'll bring the ordinance or not. Because as far as the limited knowledge of a constitution which I have, you cannot bring an ordinance. Why? Because it will be a gross violation of right to equality. Why? Because the Ismail Farooqi judgment is very clear. And also, ordinance cannot be brought in according to the constitution also.
The last time when the case came up for hearing, there were expectations that the case will be fast-tracked now, the hearing will fast-track, and the verdict might be announced before 2019 polls. So in that context, don't you think that this is something very important that the matter will start begin hearing from January?
But I don't know why you are so interested in Lok Sabha elections. As a journalist, you should just wait and watch what people of India will give a result. But why are you joining this issue with the parliament, and are you trying to say that the courts of law should function according to the Lok Sabha elections? They are not concerned with our politics.
I think it might have a bearing on the elections also. The court verdict, whatever comes out, whatever the hearing goes on.
See, the courts are independent. If one understands the theory of separation of powers, the courts are independent. Let them decide. If you feel that the judgment is not in your favor, yes, Constitution gives you the right to respectfully disagree. But you cannot say that the judgment should come according to my whims and desires, as Amit Shah has said about Sabarimala, as Mohan Bhagwat has said about Sabarimala. That cannot happen. This country, you cannot threaten the courts of law. And in fact, both Amit Shah and Mr. Mohan Bhagwat have committed contempt of Supreme Court.
Well, immediately after this particular hearing, Yogi Adityanath made a comment that Hindus and Sikhs were always not safe in Kashmir, but they can be really safe in UP and they can come and live here. What is your comment?
Well, it shows that how badly they have governed Kashmir. They were in power with Mehbooba Mufti. They have their own governor now. It clearly shows that Mr. Yogi Adityanath is accepting that because of BJP's wrong policies in Kashmir, Kashmir is in turmoil. He himself is accepting that his own government's Kashmir policy has failed.
Okay, now again moving away from Ayodhya, now to Sabrimala verdict.
All right, so Asaduddin Owaisi there once again talking about how an ordinance will not be the right thing to do in this matter. The Supreme Court is seized of the Ayodhya hearings, and even if it happens in January, it should not bother anyone. Remember, meanwhile, there is pressure growing on the government to take the legal route. Almost a month and a half to go for the winter session. Will they promulgate a law and bring it in front of the House remains the big question. The government is very cagey right now. Listen into Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad.
अब आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा जनवरी में सुनवाई होगी, तो कानून मंत्री के रूप में मुझे और कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, उसके बाद मेरी सीमाएं हैं, आप समझते हैं। मैं विनम्रता से इतना ही कहूंगा कि देश के बहुत से लोगों की अपेक्षा है इस मामले की सुनवाई जल्दी हो। हमें न्यायालय पर पूरा भरोसा है, हम न्यायालय का पूरा सम्मान करते हैं। इसके अलावे मुझे इस संदर्भ में और कोई कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।